Hey everyone, this is Alex Orchilles from Aeon Prestige Media, and in this video, I'll be reviewing the Rokinon Cine AF lenses for the Sony FE Mount. First off, I'd like to say that Rokinon has been an amazing ongoing partner in these lens reviews. I signed on as an ambassador with them about a year ago, and since then, I've had the opportunity to work with many of their great lenses on multiple sets, and I'm excited to see firsthand how their technology continues to advance. Thank you, Rokinon, for the ongoing support. So let's get started. The Rokinon Cine AF lenses for the Sony FE Mount include a total of 6 cinema lenses. The set consists of the 20mm, 24, 35, 45, 75, and 100mm. Each of these focal lengths comes with a t-stop of 1.9, except for the 100mm, which is a t2.3. Each of these are essentially the same size of 72.2 by 72.1 millimeters, with the exception of the 20mm focal length, which is 72.2 by 76.9, and the 100mm, which is 72.2 by 86.5. They also all weigh a total of 280 grams, with the exception of the 20mm, which is 296 grams. These are hands down the lightest lenses that I've ever used natively on Sony FE Mount. All of the lenses have a front diameter of 70mm and a filter thread size of 58mm, with the exception of the 20mm, which uses a rear filter. Each of the lenses have 9 aperture blades, weather sealing, a focus hold button, and a custom mode switch to swap the ring's function from zoom to aperture control. The lenses also support up to 8K and are all color matched, so you don't get different looks when swapping focal lengths. Basically, what I'm saying is that Rokinon found a way to make an affordable cine lens set with autofocus, a low t-stop, and a compact, lightweight, and unified form factor. Why does it matter? Well, with these you can easily swap lenses without having to rebalance your gimbal or camera setup. Let's say you're running the 24mm on your gimbal, but your next shot will be a tighter 75mm shot. You can easily put the gimbal to sleep, swap lenses, and then turn the gimbal back on without having the need to rebalance the gimbal. This is because both lenses are the same size and weight. This ends up saving tons of time on balancing and rebalancing your setup for your gimbal, drone, or rig. Another amazing feature on this set of lenses are the tally lamps. There's an LED on the side of the lens and on the front of the lens that will shine green if the camera is on, and then red if the camera is recording. This helps a ton when on set to make sure that you actually hit the record button and are actively recording. This is especially useful when you're filming yourself in the kind of environment that I'm in at this exact moment. All I have to do is look at the lens and I can see that I'm recording. This also helps a ton when doing a multiple camera production and you need to monitor all of the cameras by yourself or with a small crew. The lenses have a cool two-toned black and gunmetal look with the subtle red Rokinon ring near the front of it. On the front opening, there is a metal accessory mount with an electronic connector, which is used for attaching the Pro controller for manual focus or the new Rokinon 1.7x anamorphic adapter. The lens cap is an interesting one that I haven't seen before, which is more of a cover that goes on top and around the lens instead of an actual cap that goes within the lens opening. Each cap has 2 notches to show the focal length and t-stop of the lens. The build also feels very nice. For clarification, this review is based on the 24, 45, and 75mm t1.9, which I have been using for a few months on various production sets. Here's some of the content that I've captured with them. Since I'm shooting this video with the 45mm, the two that I have to show are the 75 and the 24. They are the same size and weight. My experience with the three lenses has been pretty great. The autofocus was on point, all three had matching color. I was able to shoot with the aperture wide open with very little chromatic aberration. They're lightweight, and again, I didn't have to rebalance when swapping focal length on a gimbal or rigged up. Overall, I think that these lenses are a steal for what they offer. As of the time of this video, they're priced at $529 for the 24, $549 for the 45, and $489 for the 75. I think it's a great pickup for any filmmaker or hybrid shooter who doesn't already have a Cine lens kit. They're mainly for video, but they also work great as lightweight photo lenses. You can also mix and match if you don't want to invest in the full solid set. A solid combo would be a 24 and a 45, or a 35 and a 75. But this is entirely up to you and your style. I know some filmmakers who only shoot on 35, and I know others who stick around 50mm for everything else. So there's no right or wrong way. Here's a quick addition to my review based on further use with this set of lenses. I ended up taking all three of them to Japan during my honeymoon, the 24, 45, and 75mm. One observation, which is more of a camera body choice, is the fact that on my Sony a7R V, when shooting video, I opted for 4K 60 since I was shooting handheld and needed the extra stabilization. This footage ended up being a cropped 24mm at about 35mm, which is not wide enough for the shots that I wanted. Again, more of a camera body choice issue on my end, so that should not reflect the lens set. The only other issue I ran into was when I was using the 24mm. I went to turn on my camera about halfway through the 5th day of the trip, and the lens began to malfunction. The tally light was red even though I wasn't recording, the f-stop wasn't being shown on the lens, I was unable to record video or take photos, and then to turn off the camera, I had to physically release the battery. From this point on, the lens no longer worked. This put me in a spot where I needed to purchase another lens while on my trip because I refused to be limited to 45 and 75mm while in Japan for another week. That being said, when I got back from the trip, Rokinon had sent me a lens station to see if I could update the firmware to fix the issue. This did not work, but they ended up sending me another 24mm, which worked perfectly fine. I'm not sure if this is a running issue for this set of lenses or if I just had a bad copy. I also tend to overpack for commercial productions, so it's not that big of a deal on my end. Although I had that issue with the 24mm, I would still recommend the set to anyone interested. Just be mindful that it can happen to you and be sure to bring extra lenses to any important shoot. Rokinon, thanks again for everything. I'm looking forward to the next one. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more filmmaking, photography, and travel content. Thanks for watching.